gentlemen. Thought I'd do a quick recap of the Ozarks trip from June 26th to 29th. Got a short little route planned out for the day. Google Maps said it would take 45 minutes, but I'm estimating more like, I don't know, 30 minutes. Probably do a little bit of vlogging here, then shut off the camera and finish up the ride. This always takes forever. But anyway, yeah, the trip went pretty good. Went a little better than planned, I guess. Had a little better turnout than I was expecting. At least on Saturday it did. But on, let's see, it was Friday through Monday is what the trip was. On Friday, we had planned to leave a lot earlier than we did, but we ended up getting out around 1 o'clock or so. Trinith came up on a Thursday night, crashing my house, so we could leave a little bit earlier, we thought. But we got up around Thursday night. We went to Walmart to pick up some, a couple cases of beer and a few odds and ends for the trip. We get everything, get back to the car. It was actually Trina's mom's Honda Pilot, which was very nice for the trip. So thank you, Trina's mom. If you, in the very unlikely whatever that you watch this video, likely chance, I guess. Anyway, I backed up the car and the tire was dead flat. So we rode over to the Walmart gas station, put some air in the tire, drove it back home, back to my place. Got up Friday morning, go out to look, and that tire's flat again. We had figured out that there was a razor blade stuck in the tire from whenever the trailer hitch got put on the car. The parking lot had some razor blades or whatever, and apparently the tire picked up one of the razor blades. So we put the spare on it, drove over to NTB, and they had like a 2 or 3 hour wait, and we were trying to get out of there. So we said, forget it, we'll go to this other place that I knew about, the place that place I work uses for their fleet trucks and everything, for tires. Go over there, and the guy pulls it off and looks at it, and there's a big slit in the tire with the razor blade still sticking out of it. So we're like, alright, I want for a new tire, and they had one tire left, which ended up being an off-road tire, or an all-terrain tire. This is a Honda Pilot. It's really not an off-road vehicle at all, despite what some people would say. They had one tire. We went and got it put on. But the Honda Pilot was then, 1/4 off-road capable. Go back to the house, get it loaded up. At that point, it was like, 12:30. It was already lunchtime, so we figured we'd just go ahead and eat at my place and then take off. My girlfriend was out and about. She called and said, "Y'all want anything to eat?" I said, "Yeah, we were going to get something to eat anyway. What do you have planned?" So she got Subway and brought it back. And we shot that down and loaded up and took off around 1:30, which was only about 3 or 4 hours later than we were planning. No big deal, though. The whole day was basically going to be, driving anyway. It was supposed to take about 7.5 to 8 hours. It took us roughly 10 hours, I think it was. Just because we took so many stops and we had to reload the bikes a couple times. My bike kept falling over. I think it was because we didn't use any wheel chock, so we had it, the tire pushed up against the front of the trailer. And the fork angle is so steep on this bike that it didn't really have anything to really hold the tire against there. It just kept turning a little bit and a little bit at a time. So after a while, I eventually put a strap on the one of the spokes of the wheel to hold it from turning anymore, and that actually worked pretty good. So once we had all the situations done and taken care of, we were good to go for the rest of the trip. Like I said, it was about 10 hours on the road. We finally get there around 11:30 or so, and everybody's just sitting out in the parking lot waiting on us. I think Matt got there around 1 o'clock or so, followed shortly by Steel Horse Club. I'm not sure what time Wilkes got there, but I think it was somewhere around 3 or 4, if I remember right. Yeah, so we were definitely the last ones to arrive for that day. A couple more people showed up on Saturday. Saturday night, after we already done a day of riding. That Saturday morning we got up and did some riding. I think that trip was about, we left around 9:30 to 10 that morning, got back around 5, about 7 hours of riding. Just all through the mountains and twisties and all that good stuff. We cut that ride a little bit shorter than we had planned. Everybody was a little bit worn out. So we just, punched in on the GPS as the quickest way back and went straight back to the hotel. And at that point, everybody else showed up. The 3 other people, which was Bilma, Cruisosaurus Rex, and his fiance, Segment 1098. They didn't really do any riding with us or anything, but they still showed up. I think Bilma had made the trip just to get his VFR back. I don't know what the story is on that, but I know he's got a series. He's got one video up of a series on recovering his VFR, so go check that one out. But anyway, that night was pretty good. We kind of hung out, hopped in the pool to cool off a little, because it was like, 102, 103 degrees that entire day. When we got back, we hopped in the pool, drank some beers, kind of chilled out, and then we went to a little Mexican restaurant down the road. After that, we went back and drank a couple more beers. Then Saturday morning, we got about the same time. Went to the same little breakfast place. It was right in the parking lot of Days Inn we were just staying. We left about the same time that day too. I think we left around 9 or 9:30. Did a good bit of riding that day. That's definitely a better ride in my opinion. I think everybody was a little more acclimated to riding and everything. Got in the groove of the long haul trips and everything like that. That day was pretty good. A bunch of people had already taken off at that point. The 3 people that came down on Saturday had already left because they had basically just came down to get the VFR and ride one road and left, but they were riding a different road than we were riding. Steel Horse Club had taken off with them. And the other guy, I can't remember, XX562 or something like that. He took off that day too because he was going down to see his dad, I think it was. He lives in Arkansas. So at that point it was just myself, Trinith, Wilkes 89, and then Matt H 1138. That was okay. The shorter, smaller groups tend to be a little more fun, I think. Just you don't have to keep up with so many people, and I don't know. They would seem a little more enjoyable to me for some reason. But we went and rode a bunch of good roads that day. It was a lot cooler too, so that really helped out. I mean, it was a good 10 degrees cooler. Not to mention we were up at higher altitudes and going through the Ozark forest and all that kind of stuff, so there was plenty of shade and it was just cooler in general. Took a lot more breaks that day too, so I think that could be one of the reasons why it seemed like a better ride. There weren't quite so many people. We were really in no rush to get back. We were kind of, it takes as long as it takes and we're not rushing it. A couple of pretty cool stops along the way too. We stopped at some of the overlooks, got some good pictures. This nice little place out in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas. This rundown gas station thing with a huge tree in the parking lot, made for some really nice shade. We hung out there for a good 30 minutes. Once we got done there, I think we were about done with the ride at that point. We stopped somewhere, and I think it was in Jasper, Jasper, Arkansas. The Ozarks Cafe, which has pretty good food. That's a crusty old man there that's in Matt H's video. We're headed back to the hotel, did a little bit more riding, we're back. We kind of did the same thing as Saturday night, just chilled out, drank a few beers, and kind of unwound from all the riding. I wonder where I am now. I wasn't quite entirely sure how long or where this route was going to take me. I'm basically trying to make a loop, looking for anything remotely with a turn in it, but we see how that went.